Hello, my name is Austin and I'm the founder of Shinzo Labs. Today, I'm going to show you how we build enterprise MCP servers that are compatible with OpenAI's Apps SDK so that you can build MCPs for your consumer users on ChatGPT apps. Now, the first thing that we want to do is actually install the Apps SDK, and we're going to do so by downloading some of the examples that they have from their site, and we will actually use these examples to jumpstart our development. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Apps SDK site at developers.openai.com/appsSDK, and you're going to go down to launch your first app, and then examples repository on GitHub. Now, you can read these examples and actually take them directly from here, but what I'm going to do, because I'm somewhat lazy, is I'm going to just copy these directly. Then I'm actually going to git clone this and create my own repository here instead. So now we can see that we have a number of different files, and we have the repo here. Now that we have the repo installed, we're actually going to run some of these install commands. So we have pnpm install, pnpm run build, okay, and then next up, we just run pnpm run serve. Now our static assets should be running there. And now we will run the first one, the Pizzazz node server. So we will open a new tab here. Then we will run the node server with pnpm run start, or pnpm run start. Okay, and now they are running there. And finally, we can run this. So we already have ngrok installed, so all we need to do is run ngrok http 8000, and this should expose our server to the web. And now that we have this URL, all we need to do is copy this and actually go into our ChatGPT instance and load it there. So all we need to do is go to our settings, apps and connectors, go down to advanced settings, go to developer mode, and please enable that here. Just switch that on. And then right here, we can just create a new connector. So we will call this Pizzazz node MCP. And then we just paste in the URL here. Please add /MCP to the end. For authentication, choose no auth. Ensure that you click that you understand the risks and create. Now we'll wait a few seconds for that to be created. Great. Now it's live here, and now we should be able to access the widgets as we need. So let's see if it can access the pizza tools available here. Nice. Tool requires pizza topping. All right, show me, let's do this one. Show me a pizza carousel with pepperoni. All right, and there we go. And now we see this pizza carousel with some pepperoni on it. Okay, so now that we have the pizza carousel live and we can show that the MCP server works, the next step is to add observability so that you can understand how your users are actually interacting with your MCP server. So in order to do that, the first thing we will do is actually log into the Shinzo application. So we will log into the Shinzo application here by going, we will log in with our credentials right here. And then in the settings, And once we have the ingest tokens available here, the next step will be to go to our documentation page. Under the SDK, TypeScript SDK, we'll be able to follow the installation instructions here. So we will first follow the PNP instruction as specified. So we'll go back here, paste that in, and run that. Okay, and now the instrumentation MCP is installed. And then we ensure that the Model Context Protocol SDK is also installed, which I believe it already is. Yes, it is. And so the last step then is to take the server instance that they define up here and simply add this telemetry instrumentation to the server directly. And so to do that, we will actually go into the server itself, source, actually go into the server itself here in the server, and we will find where the server is actually created right down here. And then we will actually set up the server with the telemetry here, and we will give this a new name. And then we will replace that ingest token parameter with the ingest token we have here. We can't forget to import the instrument server function. There we go. All right, now for the last step of this, one thing that I do notice is that the server that we have here actually does not support the existing tool call methods that Shinzo expects. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to use an agent to actually update this file so that it is compatible with the Shinzo MCP instrumentation methods. So I'll go ahead and do that now, and then once the file is ready, we can get back to business. So I will use the agent here to update the server.ts file so that it supports the correct tool registration methods. And then with that, we should be good to go. All right, now that the file has been updated to support the server.tool method that we expect, you can see right here, server.tool. And so now we can actually test this. So, okay, and now that we have our server updates ready to go, we run the pnpm start again. Okay, and now that we have our new connector ready to go, we will try to call the MCP server once again, this time with the updates for our telemetry. So you can see we've made the tool call request, we have a response, and theoretically there's a UI available for the user now. If we go to the Shinzo platform, okay, and on the dashboard page, you can now see that we have two tool call traces, both for the pizza carousel and both on separate session IDs. And now with this information, you can actually understand more about what tool calls your users are making to your MCP servers connected to OpenAI's Apps SDK. And now you'll have the ability to trace your tool calls over time and see what the trends are like for users and use this observability to see how you can build a better service for your users. Now, something that you can note with the analytics that we have here is we have basic tool calls over time, but when you zoom out, you can see general trends with respect to the user's calls over time with the different tool calls. You also have some information about the error rates, as well as the average response time for your tool calls within that time window. And so with this information, what you can do is start to get a general picture of how your users are interacting with your server first, and understanding where your server's performance may be falling behind user expectations. For example, if you have tool calls that have response times that are too high, then that's an indicator that the user may become dissatisfied with your MCP server, and you may want to investigate ways to reduce that latency so that the tool calls are always operating at the same speed that the user's agentic flows are running. And in addition, with respect to the error rates, if your tool calls have error rates that are too high, then the agent may decline to use those tools in the future, and your user may actually remove or uninstall your server from their usage and from their agents entirely. And so you definitely want to avoid scenarios where you don't understand what your users are seeing, because then you have no idea if your server is actually meeting your users' needs or not. Now, if you are an enterprise MCP developer and you are trying to deploy an MCP server that has the correct security guarantees for your users, you'll want to understand more about these analytics, because if you see consistent tool use by the same users over and over and over again, hundreds or thousands of times a day, then that can be an indication that your user may be trying to pen test your server, or they may be trying to look for flaws or weaknesses in your integration. And so that could be a big warning sign that you need to pay close attention to those users and to the types of operations that they are trying to perform against your service. In addition, when you have access to the parameters that the tool calls are making, you can have a better sense of how those users are interacting with your server and whether they're trying to perform any malicious activity. Now, as one last note, as the founder of Shinzo Labs, I'm definitely keen to understand what use cases different users in the MCP space want to apply observability to. And so if you have specific features in mind that you would love to see on the Shinzo platform, please let us know, because we're continually updating the product every day. And we would love to hear from you to know what types of use cases you think are missing from observability today and how we can better support your needs so that we can build a product for your specific use case. Thank you, and good luck building with OpenAI's Apps SDK.